Welcome back to Universe X, and today we are back in these lunch break recordings, and it is what it is. So, title pretty much be talking about what the video is about already, but for the sake of us going into the normal stuff, I just gotta let y'all know. Dragon Ball Super community discussion group, excellent group, largest group for our game. Thinking about joining it. You'll probably learn something. You'll probably see some cool things. It's cool in general. All the avenues in the community stem from this group. Second, got the Discord in the link just in case you want to chat with the boys, get in on some testing sessions, really just having fun. I'm trying to be on active a little bit more on there because I'd be kind of burnt out sometimes, but definitely diving in. And that's also how you get on the Rogue series if you have a deck that isn't exactly meta, but you want to just kind of get it out there, be on an episode on this channel. Lastly, if you like the content, think about subscribing. Without further ado, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes. So, template up, card up. We're looking at Reboot Mecha Frieza. I'm going to read this card through real quick. Permanent, you can only activate extra cards from your hand once per turn. Cool. Permanent, when activating a mono yellow extra card from your hand, you may add one card from your life to your hand. If you do, reduce the energy cost of that card by yellow. So that's cool. Auto, when this card attacks, draw one card. Cool. And then its Awaken turns into a untap one, draw one instead of its previous draw two. So cool things about this. This is very interesting. I mean, you're going to be able to attack and draw, which is huge. It's absolutely huge on a leader like this. You also are going to be able to reduce a card by one. So this is definitely cool. And they even made sure that you can't just pull the Omega dumbness from the original iteration of the card, where if you have 4 extra cards, you are awakening on turn 1. Yeah, so that's balanced. The untap one, draw one is a great addition because it's going to bring this card a little bit further into, the current meta, allowing you to free up some energy when you awaken. And that's actually really, really cool. So we're gonna look at its front or its back side, which is going to be the Mecha Frieza Resurrected Monarch. Permanent, when activating a mono yellow extra card with an energy cost of 2 or less from your hand, you may add one card from your life to your hand, and if you do, activate that card without paying its energy cost. Cool. Auto, when this card attacks, draw one card. Cool. And then auto, once per turn, when you activate a mono yellow extra card from the hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. Okay, so this is a whole lot of stuff. Another way they kind of curve this card is they're not allowing you to cheat out things like March of the Great Apes for 2 energy. It's specifically 2 or less. So you have your sandbox to play with, but it's not going to be in a way where it's going to break future heavier cards that they decide to release in yellow. So I like that. Auto, when this card attacks, draw one card. Cool. Very, very normal. And then auto, once per turn, when you activate a mono yellow extra card. So you're going to be able to tap something down, which is going to allow you to, just actually try to slow down your opponent's tempo. This is really cool, and it happens once per turn. So I mean, you can negate, and if you really look at it, when you activate a mono yellow extra card from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards to switch to rest mode. Your opponent could have a leader and 2 cards, okay? And you could literally use Time Magic on a leader sling. Time Magic's ability, tap down another battle card. This card's ability, tap down their last battle card. Making this leader have a surprising built-in defense. It's very, very powerful, and you need to look out for it. Just because this guy has the ability to tap down a lot of your battle cards, and when combined with certain other cards, it could tap down a lot of your energy too. So this has a lot of interference with your opponent's board. They just can't play willy-nilly. So this is pretty tight. Next, what we're going to talk about now that we've gotten the leader card out of the way, I'm not even going to talk about the unison. I'm sorry. I mean, we could read over it, I guess. Metal Cooler, Mechanical Contempt, it's Rejuvenate. Once per turn, remove 5 marks from this card. Place the top card of your deck into your life. if there's a card under this. Auto, once per turn, if your leader card is a yellow Frieza card, when you activate a yellow extra card with an original cost of 1 or more from your hand, add a marker to this card. So he can go up once per turn. And then activate main, place 1 mono yellow extra card with energy cost of 1 or more from your drop area under this card, draw 1 card. +1 is actually really, or his +0 is actually really, really good, but I'm just gonna kind of move past this. So, here we go. I want to talk about some of the cards that you could potentially use with this leader. Number one, it's not going to be any surprise. It's pretty much, it saw a massive spike after seeing a buyout. It's settling down to half the price that it was a couple days ago, and that's Universe 9 Assemble. Activate main / battle, that's a very important thing. Draw 2 cards, and if all of your opponent's energy is in rest mode, choose up to 1 Universe 9 card in your deck with an energy cost of 2 or less, play it, and shuffle your deck. Okay, so this is going to allow you to have a hard +3. Let's say you're at 5 cards in hand, okay? You're going to activate the, actually it's, yeah, I mean, it's pretty strong. So you're going to activate the card, going down to 4 cards. Mecha Frieza, just because of its cost and reducing, is going to get you a card from life. You're back at base, so that's the break even. And then you're going to draw 2 cards from this effect, and then you're going to put a body on board if they're all tapped out. So this is a hard +3 on a card, and it's wild. Thins your deck out by 3 cards, helps you self-awaken. This is just absolute prime real estate. You will have to play a little smarter because late game you might be able to get its effect off very often, but its effect is going to be most crucial early game where you're trying to make that huge break in advantage as well as start to set up your board. So on the first turn, lots of people aren't afraid to tap out. Makes this card a lot easier to use. Second turn, kind of same way. You've got things like Demigra, you've got a whole bunch of cards that people aren't going to be afraid to tap out for. And so there's going to be a lot of reasons why you'd want to just slam this dude on the board and then kind of get on with it. But playing it smart, you can get this full price effect for the hard +3 off many, many times. Targets, there's a lot that we can get into. Not going to get into terribly much because there's really only a couple that I think are going to be really, really good. You've got a Chapel, the Iron Drake, of course. It's a 2-drop. It's a 15k swinger. But once per turn, when your opponent's card attacks, choose up to 1 of your opponent's energy. Switch to rest mode. This is going to go straight in conjunction with Bergamo, Ferocious Roar. I mean, you can look those cards up if you'd like. We're going to go into some more breakdowns, I think, if I want to put together a list or talk to a couple friends who may be working on it. But, I mean, Bergamo is able to pay yellow 1 when your opponent's card is switched to rest mode by one of your skills. You play it from your hand, and if your leader card is a yellow card or a Universe 9, when you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards or energy cards, ignoring barrier, switch in the rest mode. So you can potentially tap out somebody very, very strong. This is why this card has been getting bought out, because of combos like this. So that's actually pretty cool. Now, moving forward, this card is not nearly on the same power level as Universe 9 Assemble, but Kefla's Fury is actually very interesting too. It's only going to be a hard +2, but you can play it and not have to play Universe 9 if that ends up being a thing for the deck. It's just a counterplay. 2 yellow. If your opponent's card if your leader card is yellow, draw 2 cards when your opponent plays a card. Yes, it doesn't necessarily impact the board, but early game, your opponent can play a 1-drop and you're just like, bet. Tap on energy, take a life, draw 2 after playing this card. Cool. Not saying it's optimal, just saying it's an option. If you don't want to run the Universe 9 package, this card can still be a hard advantage game in the deck. Now, those are the 2 cards that are 2-drops and can really kind of play through this, but then you've got cards that are 1-drops that are consistent and good. I mean, Cold Bloodlust, you can only have 1 of in a deck, but you guys should know what Cold Bloodlust does. It's the Trick Bind, it's the effect failure of this game, and you can play it for free in this deck. Cool. Moving forward, you've got Frieza's Call. If the deck ends up playing more cards that are Frieza's Army, Frieza's Call is a free card that can start your advantage on board. You've got Death Ball. If your leader card is a Freezer card, it gains 15,000 attack for the battle, and if it's your turn, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, KO it. That's removal and 15k, and you're gonna float because you're gonna get a card from your life to play it. Kind of cool. You got Giant Ball, which is also from the same set as the Universe 9 stuff I was talking about. Counterplay. When a battle card is played, you may choose it and switch it to rest mode, then draw a card. It's Crusher Ball with an extra cantrip on it. However, since you are already going to be gaining cards from your life to play this for free, this card can just become a +1 while affecting something on board. The more you know. And then And the last card I could talk about is just Release from Evil. You know, you have to have a Unison in play to play it for free, but you can take a life to hand and you can negate something's effect, and if it's rest, you know, or it's attacking, so you could negate its effect and make sure it's not going to be able to untap next turn. So these are all cards that could be used. These are just some of the better cards I think that could be used in the deck, including some of its bread and butter, just in case you want to know why this card spiked so hard. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Just wanted to talk about this Mecha Frieza real quick. Some of the balances kind of shorter than the norm, but I think a short video every now and then is actually pretty good for the soul. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you like the content, think about subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.